Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force Chapter 213. When we last left our heroes, Shinra got hit by Juggernaut's blast in order to protect the mysterious undersea pillar, which led to Kurono having to save him, which he managed to do after getting hit by the giant Infernal a few times. But then, Kurono's boss, whose name was like Oguro, I think, something like that, and Honda started to fight over who would get custody of Shinra before they were interrupted by the white-clad Faerie. So let's jump right on into Chapter 213, an aerial struggle. And our picture here seems to be of Iris, but it kind of looks like maybe Inca, I mean. May thy holy soul grant its grace to the springtime of her youth. Yeah, that's probably Iris. Anyway, we open where we left off with Faerie kind of like floating over Honda and Oguro. Company 2 and Hajime find themselves in a standoff over Shinra, and now Faerie of the Cataclysm forces join the conflict from above. And Shinra starts to like levitate and float towards Faerie, probably part of Faerie's ability somehow. And Oguro, like, takes a step forward and is then, like, shot off over the water. And he screams for a moment before it turns to laughter. Kurono! Kurono is, like, flying in on his black smoke to go fight the Infernal when he sees Oguro just, like, falling through the air. And he turns back to him, I got you. Though if I let you go, there'd be one less person above me. Well, I made sure you're responsible for anything that happens to me today, so Kurono takes that in and sends out his smoke to go catch Oguro. Which he does. Oguro is then caught by Kurono. And in the smoke, Kurono turns to Oguro and says, You really have your bases covered. You know you're hated, huh? Well, it's not my job to be liked. And Kurono brings him back to the shore. You got dirt on my suit. I'm gonna have to hit you on your performance evaluation. What? Why? I saved you, didn't I? If you want to backtalk, I can always hit your evals harder. Now go secure Kusakabe-kun. Fine. Where is he? We see that Faerie is just, like, flying away with Shinra. Which is still a really weird thing, because I'm pretty sure Haumea said that they don't need the pillars all in one place to start the Cataclysm. So why are they capturing Shinra? Kind of, especially because, like, assuming Hajime would turn him into the Empire now works for the White-Clad, so what they need Shinra present for is still kind of unclear. But maybe that'll get answered eventually. Anyway, they see that, you know, Faerie and Shinra are, like, way up in the sky, and Kurono turns to Oguro. If I save him from up there, will you reconsider my evaluation? I don't negotiate with subordinates. Hurry and get him. And Kurono turns to Honda. It's the army's job to protect their citizens, right? Well, protect Director Oguro, too. Grr. And Honda turns to one of his men. Corporal, you're on bodyguard duty. Yes, sir. And two of the 2nd Brigade guys are talking to each other. What's a Hajime big shot doing here? Is he famous or something? He's frighteningly competent. Nobody in Hajime history has ever raised through the ranks as fast as him. He's Director Oguro. They say he's totally heartless and has no charm to speak of. But he gets results. He's shut everyone up and climbed the ladder by delivering nothing short of perfect. I guess they say if you follow his lead, you can't screw up. And Oguro turns to Kurono with a grin. I think he's heard their conversations. I'm here to make decisions so you don't screw up. So, you know, listen. Yeah, I got it. Just then a big explosion. I don't know where that explosion is coming from, though. But Kurono protects Oguro with his smoke. They're like debris, you know, falls around the smoke. And as the dust clears, Oguro, like, you know, mouth wide open. For real? Did that thing just spit fire? And we see that it seems to, what I thought was its face, it is, like, lifted up like a mask to shoot fire from its mouth. Which is wild. We check back in on Juggernaut. Scott-kun, are you alright? It came from his mouth. If that thing landed on Tokyo. Damage report. We have fire breaking out across 8 buildings and 10 injured Company 2 soldiers. There's injuries among the residents as well. And Faerie, is like floating over the fire, gazing down on it. Now then, stop the giant. The time hath come. Ye humans have the power. So, again, don't really know what Faerie's doing here. I assume the Infernal was sent by the Whiteclads, but now he wants them to stop the giants? I don't know. Faerie's just kind of a big ball of questions right now. Anyway, Oguro says, change of plans. Take the giant down. Priority 1. And then back with Scop and Juggernaut. Or that might just be Juggernaut talking. Come on, Juggernaut. Bring it down before it gets any closer. And he keeps on shooting at the giant. It falls back. It seems to scream even. But that might just be how his mouth is. And Scop is there on Juggernaut's shoulder. It's working. Keep hammering it. And Faerie up above. If thou topplest not the giant, the ritual cannot progress. Thou wilt need more firepower than that. Okay, so somehow defeating the giant is integral to the Cataclysm? Maybe defeating the giant somehow will bring down the pillar with it, maybe? Which is the opposite of what they want, but at that point it might be the lesser of two evils. I'm not sure. Anyway, we see a bright light, and some like physical projectile has come up towards Faerie, but it's missed. What's that? It looks like Corono's smoke is creating a bow, maybe, and it's shooting these little, like, they're really like sticks, but they're functioning as arrows. And Faerie is just dodging all of them. Impossible. It is too clumsy. Such clumsy shots. Whither shooteth he? And then he notices something. Little flares pop up on all of the arrows that start to, like, change their direction. No, the shots were quite perfect. Oh no, that's Sho! Oh, that was Sho! Okay, right, that would make sense. But then again, Arrow tends to use, like, flame arrows, not this kind of black smoke bow that she's got going on there. But the wrist brace does look more like Arrow than Corono's suit, yeah. So yeah, now Sho is here to rescue his brother. No, the shots were quite perfect. And Faerie looks at him, third pillar. And Faerie, like, reaches out his arm, but Sho goes to draw his sword. Whenever Faerie's ability is activates, fall. And Sho just, like, falls out of the sky. And Arrow watches that. And Arrow, she's already fired an arrow that seems to be coming right towards Sho, as he's following it towards the water. But Sho kind of does a little, like, flip with his flames and lands on the arrow, and starts jumping between them, I think. So he gets right up to where Faerie is with his blade. Blade right at the back of his neck, and, like, shoots him down towards the ground, it looks like. But then Faerie stops it, or stops falling, with his, gravity abilities. Thou should have let me protect thee, and now, fall to the stratosphere. And Sho starts to fall up, thanks to Faerie's ability. But Arrow shoots another arrow up towards Sho, allowing Sho to, gain control of his momentum and jump back down. I don't need the evangelist grace for this. And he continues to go down towards Faerie, it looks like. And he cuts him in two. Okay. And that's the end of the chapter. We don't get a next time or anything out of that. Make of that what you will. Maybe the series is going on hiatus for the coronavirus. I don't know. I hear Shonen Jump's doing that soon. Alright. So, this chapter is kind of eclectic. Kind of got a bunch of things going on here. We get a little bit more about Oguro, which doesn't really tell us too much other than he's, hyper competent but kind of, a dick. Kind of reminds me of Count Vidian from Star Wars: A New Dawn, if anyone's read that book. So it's less active murder, so that's a plus, I suppose. Then we see that the giant somehow is important to the ritual that the Whiteclads are trying to do, and then Sho comes in. And this whole segment is kind of colored by my general unhappiness with how Sho's redemption was handled. He just kind of wakes up and then leaves. Like, there aren't really any good redemption arcs in this series at all. But, like, Lisa's is kind of a mess. But Sho kind of just takes the cake. He just wakes up and he's not evil anymore. And maybe as we spend more time with good Sho, I'll warm up to it. But this chapter doesn't really do a lot for that. I don't know. And then you seemingly cut Faerie in two. I highly doubt if Faerie is dead by that. It is a really cool looking shot, I will say. But I don't think Faerie is down for the count from, sword slice by Sho. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about this chapter. It's just kind of, it's kind of there, It's not actively bad or anything. I don't have any, big concerns like I did with Sho leaving the Whiteclads. It just kind of exists, It happened, it moved the plot along, we saw a new thing the Giant can do, a little bit more mysteries about the Giant, and then Sho shows up for our titular aerial struggle. And I really don't know what to do with that, because again, Sho is such a weird character right now. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, look for drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!